Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's deck profile. So this week I decided to play something a little bit different, and I played True Draco Volcanics. So I had a little bit of an interesting spin on this deck. It was really fun. I played like two locals. One we didn't really do a tournament, but I played two matches and won both. And then the next one I got second, or I guess not second place. I went X1, so 3-1, 3 wins, 1 loss. And so I guess like overall I got like basically like second or third place. It was really fun, really solid, like a really solid deck. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys will too. Like if you try this deck out, it's really fun. So we played Triple Rocket. So this card is first of all, this is a gold rare. It almost looks like an ulti because it's like the original gold rare. These are the good gold rares. I wish they were kind of secrets though, but it's livable. You know, just I really like these rockets. So basically, it just searches for a reload card. The only target that you have is Blaze Accelerator Reload, so that's the only card that you search for. The next card that we played is Triple Scattershot. So this card is really solid. Basically, if it's sent to the graveyard by a reload card, you send 2 as cost, and then you burn for 500 and blow up your opponent's board. So each one burns for 500, so you do 1500, and it's a Raigeki. So it's a really solid card. It's basically like a trap card version of Raigeki, which is really good. Like Needle Sealing is played, and it's like a dark hole or whatever. That card is really good, and so why would we not play a strictly better version of Needle Sealing? So yeah, we also played Triple Shell. So this card's insane, especially with the Draco engine, because while it's in the graveyard, you can, once per turn, pay 500 and then search for another shell, another copy of itself. So if you have this plus Diagram, you get insane pluses because you activate Diagram, search, or activate it to send shell, and then add a card. Use shell's effect to search for your second shell, and then you can use like any sort of like discard card or even normal summon shell. You can even just normal summon it, go for a link Rebo, and then use this shell to go for the third shell. So you basically pay 500 life points and you don't lose any advantage. You even go plus with it, which is just insane. Next up, we only played 2 copies of Royal Firestorm cards. I only saw this like in my opening hand, really, which was okay. Especially with this deck because it's super consistent at getting your scatter shots into the graveyard. So it was just an okay card. You just target 4 Pyros in graveyard and shuffle them into deck, draw 2. So it's just a better version of Pot of Avarice. I thought it was a really solid card. I liked the 2 ratio actually. It was pretty good. I didn't really dislike it or anything. So next up we played some True Draco cards. So we played 1 copy of Dynamite, 1 copy of Ignis, and 1 copy of Majesty's Maiden. Sorry if my noses are a little bit stuffy right now, so sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. Anyways, this one searches for traps, this one searches for spells, and this one searches for monsters. Honestly, Maiden was just okay, but these 2 are really solid, so honestly, I might bump up Ignis to 2. Obviously, you can't bump Dynamite up because it's limited. But yeah, it was really solid. So that's it for monsters. It was really solid. I don't know if I would have changed much. I could probably add like a second Ignis. That probably would help a little bit. Moving on to spells, we played 3 Terraforming to search out the 3 Diagram. So Diagram's insane. It's not once per turn, so it makes the deck pretty good. You just run like the little mini True Draco engine just to get a little bit of an advantage, and it's pretty solid, so I really like it. Next, we played a little bit of a spice card that came out. This came out of Battles of Legend / Draw. So basically, Deco Star Emerald got banned, you know, and this is our replacement. And honestly, I think it's a little bit better. So you discard a card, and then you mill cards from the top of your deck equal to the amount of cards your opponent controls. So say they control 3 cards. Say they control like a monster and 2 back row. You mill 3 cards, and then you draw a card and reveal it. And if it's / draw, then all the cards on the field get destroyed, and your opponent takes 2,000 for each. And then then if you didn't reveal a slash draw, you get a shuffle cards from your graveyard into your deck equal to the amount you sent. So basically, something really cool about this is like you can mill like some True Draco cards or something, and then like you can shuffle back your scatter shots, which is pretty broken. You just get these back, and then you can Blaze Accelerator reload again, which is really insane. And even if you don't hit it, you hit the slash draw effect that deals 2,000 damage, and so you're going to be winning the game. If you reveal slash draw off of this, you win the game. If you don't, you just get to grind harder because you get your scatter shots back, so you get a Raigeki. So it's pretty insane. You can mill like your reloads, you can mill your True Draco cards, and if you mill like True Draco cards, then you get a free like fodder for disciples, which is insane. So this card's really solid. It sucks that you have to discard for it, but I mean you have shells in the deck, so you're paying 500 to basically activate slash draw. It's not really that big of an issue. Next card we play is Triple Scapegoat, 2 secrets and a common. This card just helps you, you can win games off of this card. You could literally just go for a Boral Sword and win the game. Really solid card. Next we played 3 copies of Heritage. This card is this one is the normal, this one's the, you get a draw equal to the number you sent during the turn. Honestly, it was just okay. You could probably play just 2 and get away with it, although I really did like it, so I don't know. I played 1 copy of Disciples. This card is it's also a Dagus Emerald. Shuffle 3 True Dracos, draw a card. Really solid card. I'd probably play more copies of this in future builds. I kind of missed it at multiple, so maybe playing like 2 copies of this. I don't think I would go play 3, but maybe 2. And maybe play Heritage at 2 or 3. But yeah, this is a pretty solid build for the most part. Next card that we played was 2 copies of Foolish Burial Goods. So this could, I guess, help get to your requirement of Disciples, but mostly you're just going to be sending a Blaze Accelerator reload off of this card, which is like the main card. So basically this turns into a free shell, pay 500 search shell, basically, or it turns into a Raigeki. So Raigeki burn 15 or whatever. So this card's really solid. 3 was just a little weird, so I didn't like it. Next card that we played is 2 copies of Pot of Duality. So this is just a little bit of consistency. You don't really special summon outside of like Scapegoat in this deck, so this card's pretty solid. 1 copy of Monster Reborn. I don't know how I really feel about this card. It won me a game today because I already born a Conductor, so that was kind of cool. Next for traps, we played 3 of the best one, reload. So during either player's main phase, you can activate it and then discard a Volcanic card and draw a card. Really solid effect. Second effect is that you can banish it from the graveyard and send a Volcanic from deck to grave. So you can send Scatter Shots and then Scatter Shots, Raigeki, burn for 15. So it's really solid. And the last cards that we play were 2 copies of Apocalypse and 1 copy of True King's Return. Return was really solid. I never used these cards or their effects, so you could honestly take these out for Heritage, I guess. But yeah, that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. The extra deck is very roomy. You can play whatever you want, basically. There was only 4 cards I ever summoned, so I played 2 copies of Link Spider. I only ever used 1 of them, so the second one was just irrelevant. 1 copy of Link Rebo. Oh, by the way, the reason that you play the second one is if you wanted to resolve a second Scapegoat. So I think it's needed, but it's not necessary, but it's there. The card that we went into a lot actually was Phoenix. So basically we went into these 3 a lot, and then the second Link Spider just didn't matter. I also played Ib for the Ningirsu, which is right here. So this is just free removal. Also, if you're locked under Gozen match, you can actually still play because you can go into Mrs. Radiant and Ningirsu and Link Spider, and you can still have removal. So I think these are still kind of necessary. I mean, why not play them? You're playing Scapegoat, so if you're under Gozen, you can still play, but if you're not, then it doesn't really matter. Unicorn, Cerberus, Borreload. These ones are just kind of whatever, they never came up, but they're still there for toolbox. And last card that we played that we actually summoned was Moral Sword. So these are the only 4 cards I ever summoned the whole game. So I just go Link Spider, Link Karibo, then Phoenix, then summon Link Karibo, and then make Moral Sword, and then from there I would just attack, and then attack with another monster, switch it to defense attack 3000 per game. So that was basically like all I ever did. I Moral Sword OTK'd like 3 times in this tournament, and it was, or like today, and it was really solid. So yeah, next card that we played was Utopia Package, just to go over Waking the Dragon. I don't want to be dealing with that, obviously. And Chimera Tech, Mega Fleet, and Fortress Dragon. So the reason that you play these cards is because if you play against a Cyber Dragon deck, you can just contact fuse their board without even doing anything. So they'll usually end on Zeger plus Infinity, and you can just contact fuse for Mega Fleet. So really solid. Side deck isn't really important. You can play whenever. I'll show you like the 4 cards that I actually sided into. I sided into Impermanence, Double Cyber Dragon, and the 1 copy of Ash that I have. Everything else that I played in my side deck, I didn't use. So these were the only ones that I thought were important. But obviously, your meta could change depending on your locals or your event that you're attending, or even format. You know. So 3 Sphere Mode just for Goki if it ever comes up. You know. 3 Ghost Ogre, same thing, Goki, if it ever comes up. And evenly matched for Goki. And the last 2 cards were Twin Twisters. Not much that I would really change about this deck. I don't know, I didn't really feel like the side deck was really all that needed. In my locals at least. But it was really solid, so I had a lot of fun playing it. It's actually pretty consistent, so I thought it was really fun. Leave your comments in the comment section below, your suggestions, whatever. I'd like to hear it, so, you know, any changes that you guys would make, any successes that you guys have had playing this deck, leave it all in the comments below, and, I guess that's it. So, you know, stay tuned next week for another deck profile. I'll probably be playing... I don't know what I'll be playing. I'm going to try and work on a Crusadia deck. I don't think that'll be what I'm going to be playing this week, but it's definitely something that I'm going to try to work on. So maybe within the next 2 weeks or so, I'll have that ready. And yeah, there's a few other decks I'm still working on. I still have like, I'll show you a little bit of some sneak peek, I guess, just because I can. I got this kind of working on. I'm just gonna... You know, I'm working on that. I'm working on some, you know, some Sky Striker stuff. And, you know, I don't know if I want to show that. But, yeah, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for next week's Dark Profile. And, yeah, see you.